Hello everyone, this is the Cardano Coder, aka Christian, and today I wanted to quickly go over Genie Sealed. And Genie Sealed is a new DEX being built on Cardano. Right now we only have Sunday Swap and Muesli Swap for DEXs, but Genie Sealed is going with a completely new approach to being a DEX. We'll get into that in this video. So firstly, if you're not familiar, a DEX is basically a decentralized exchange where instead of a middleman like Coinbase or Robinhood managing the trades, you have a just large group of people who are providing the liquidity for the trades, and then the smart contract executes the request by the users. So the unique thing about Genie Sealed is it's trying to make the smart swap and liquidity providing as easy as possible. If you've ever done liquidity providing, you know it's very time consuming because you always got to be worried about like impermanent loss and assets trading in different ways. So Genie Sealed is going to try to optimize switching your liquidity providing, which is something that the crypto industry as a whole needs, because right now you need to be pretty technical to be able to utilize most of the features. So quickly, I'm just going to go into the differences between Ethereum and Cardano and how Genie Sealed takes advantage of that. So with Ethereum, here's the white paper. It's actually very interesting. It's one of the first white papers I've actually read, but it's actually very cool to see what they're working on. So the main drawbacks of Ethereum are that the transaction fees obviously are super high. They're fixing to work that, just like how Cardano is fixing the scalability, but their fees are insanely high. And then also, if you have a failed transaction, you still have to pay the transaction fee, which can still be upwards of like $30. So the fact that on Cardano, when a transaction fails, you don't have to pay the transaction fee is huge. And then there's these other two ones, but I'm not going to go into that. So one of the other cool things that Genie Sealed has is with most DEXs, you can only do a market order, which is you're going to buy whatever coin you want at the current price right now. But with Genie Sealed, you'll be able to do limit orders, like on any stock exchange. You can put in the price you want to buy the asset at, and then the limit order will go through. You can also do stop orders, of course, and then they have these other cool features. The dynamic order, which will be you can make your own algorithmic based trades based on some API or index. So for example, here it says you could say, I want to purchase this asset or sell this asset when the RSI goes to some specific value. So that would be really cool if you're interested in the algorithmic stuff. And then they're also going to have their own algorithmic order, which basically does all the hard work for you. And you could have some order that would mitigate the risk and then give you higher value. So that's something that'll be in deep development for a long time. I don't know how long it'll take for the algorithmic order to come out, but they'll start with just the market order and limit order, potentially dynamic order. But yeah, those are the really cool things about Genie Sealed, because like I said, with most DEXs like Uniswap, Sunday Swap, the order you pay for is, or the like when you want to purchase the asset, that's the price you get. You can't say, oh, I want to wait until it gets like 20 cents cheaper or whatever. So that's a really good thing about Genie Sealed. So some other things I want to note is their team. So if we go down here, I'll get to the roadmap after this, but their team is pretty strong. So it looks like they only got like 8 or 9 members. But the main thing that everybody's excited about is they have Lars Brunjes on their team, and Lars Brunjes, if you're not familiar, is the head of education for Plutus, and he's the one who's taught like over 2,000 or 3,000 people in the Plutus Pioneers program, including me, on how to program in Plutus and Haskell. So the fact that he's here, he brings a lot of talent and a lot of good practice with programming. So that really bumps up the skill and promise of this team. And then looking at the roadmap, so in Q1 they're supposed to get their testnet out, so people will be able to start testing, and then Q2 is when the actual launch goes out and everyone will be able to actually trade. So hopefully that's in the earlier part of Q2, but I'm guessing it'll probably be the latter. And then Q3, they're going for exchange listings, governance, all that stuff, a wallet they're making of their own, and then you go on Q4 Smart Swap customization. That's where you go into the automated swap and the what was it called, dynamic order, I'm guessing, and then all the way in Q2 2023 they're going to work on a yield dashboard, auto compound, and then a mobile app. So yeah, a lot of exciting things going on with this. And if you didn't know, there is an ISPO. It's going to go until epoch 345, I believe. Yeah, 345, but it might end sooner. But if you want to participate in this, you'd have to stake to Gens 1, Gens 2, GENSX, or I think Gens 3. So with this though, you don't get any ADA rewards when you stake. But you can see here, like if you say, oh, I have 1000 ADA, there's about 20 epochs left, 24 let's say, then you'll get 60 gens, which is pretty good once we get into the tokenomics. Just one last thing about the ISPO is 35% has already been claimed, so I'm guessing the ISPO might end short, just a thing to note. And then lastly, I want to get into the tokenomics. So the tokenomics, they're not great, they're not horrible. As you can see, 20% seed round, 10% ISPO, 18% team. You got all this. The thing that, I mean, there is a good amount going to the team, which is, I mean, I guess, but it's quite a lot because you got 18% for team, 5% for marketing and partnership, and then 6% for development fund. So that's almost 30% of the tokens just for like running it in the initial development, which seems like a lot, but I mean, it's not horrible. Tokenomics could always be better, but it's nothing to get overwhelmed about. It's nothing too crazy. So yeah, that's about it for Genie Sealed. It is definitely a very promising project, and I'm excited to see what this DEX can do. So yeah, thanks for watching.